Oh, we got to start over?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, go ahead, start over. So I'm with the boxing guru. Make sure y'all check them out. We here at. I got you on this camera, so it's all good. This is
Oh,
my real camera.
oh,
This is
okay.
just my live stream.
Oh,
So,
okay, okay.
but I could cut it on that. So,
Okay, okay.
so we here with the boxing guru at Crawford versus Porter. He wanted to give some thoughts on Crawford versus Porter, November 20th in Las Vegas. Go ahead, bro. What's going on?
Yes, this going down. I'm here for Team Porter, always to support them. They the underdog. We're trying to overachieve this weekend against Bud Crawford. It's going to be an electrifying fight. I'm here to support Ohio Run Boxing. Give a shout out to Marcus. I think that's his name, the guy that came up with that cliche. Yeah, that's a good saying. So we here for Shawn Showtime Porter. This Shawn P. keys to victory. In my opinion, this is a more difficult fight than Earl Spence as far as the movement, because Bud can move a little bit better than Earl Spence. So it'd be kind of tricky. So Shawn got to come out in a traditional boxing stance, in my opinion. He got to double jab his way in with a right hand and force Bud to open up and start fighting, because Bud gets wide with his punches, and that's going to nullify the height disparity between Shawn and Bud. Shawn definitely has to be aggressive in this fight, but he has to box aggressive, not just brawl, because Bud gonna wait for that one step back to try to shoot up, because Bud can do that pretty good. Bud can turn real good. So Shawn, that's why he got to come in a boxing stance like Gamboa did it. So that's a perfect illustration as far as height-wise. Gamboa was landing quicker, effective punches against Bud because he was throwing straight punches. Bud sometimes loop his punches when he go in the southpaw stand or if he's conventional. So that's where Shawn gonna make a difference. Plus Shawn is physically strong, so that's how he gonna be able to get inside and work his game. Shawn definitely has to go to the body more in this fight, because with Bud movement and his agility, if Shawn goes to the head like he typically does, he will be missing and open up counters for Bud. So it's going to be very critical that Shawn stay focused and stay behind his jab. A lot of people don't think Shawn can box, but he got to box aggressively with a double jab right hand coming in, because when he come in that way, Bud going to come back with his shots, so Shawn can try to slip punches and then get close to landing. That's where Gamboa was very effective. He acted like it was a target right there for him, but he slipped it and then he countered Bud a lot. But Shawn gonna work on the inside better than Gamboa. So that's where it's gonna make a difference in his fight. In my opinion, those are the keys that Shawn definitely has to have for victory if he gonna bring it through this weekend, because this is a do or die fight for him. He been saying it. And just like hearing Bud up there, Bud's voice was a little, I don't know if it was a little timid.
Dry.
It was dry.
No, but he sounded dry like water.
Yeah.
In the body type of dry.
I thought maybe it could have been the nervousness of the moment, because this is a pivotal moment for Bud. Bud has been associated with C-level fighters, man. And he fighting an A-level fighter in Shawn, even though Shawn fumbled the ball a few times in his Super Bowl fights. But you have to realize this is a big pivotal moment. So Kenny and Shawn got to use a lot of psychology in this fight. Sometimes fights is won with psychology. The psychology of this fight, Shawn gonna come forward and make Bud fighting. He gotta make Bud open up, throw wide shots, looping shots like Bud can do sometimes. So Shawn can get in and try to clip him, but Shawn gotta make sure his accuracy is a little better. He has to be able to land to the shoulders and body, like I told Wilder. It's very pivotal that you gotta be able to land shots when you're working as hard as Shawn to get in. So those are gonna be very keys to his victory. Has Shawn cleaned that up? Has Shawn advanced, him and Kenny, as far as they thinking, they process of winning a big major Super Bowl fight? In my opinion, I believe they can do it with Bud, because I believe just because you have 74-inch arms, sometimes they can be a disadvantage, especially with a fighter like Shawn. When Shawn gets so close to you, you won't be able to get no shots off because he's right in your chest. But Shawn got to set it up carefully and strategically. So this is going to be a thinking fight. The one who thinks clearly is going to win.
Who do you think, and not to interrupt
No.
your train of thought, but a lot of people I think are favoring Crawford by decision. Do you think that Crawford could get the stoppage against Porter?
Well,
And how can he get it?
you have to favor Crawford because the art of boxing supports a big man versus a little man. Shawn is little in stature far as Bud. Bud is a good boxer. He can move, he can box, but Shawn rhythm can offset that. And then as far as the knockout, only way if I see Bud knocking Shawn out, maybe with a back of the head punch or something like that, or a cut. But far as one shot, because even if he catch Shawn with one good shot,
Well, not one shot, but accumulation,
Right.
being hurt.
right,
Blurry.
but I believe with Shawn's shortness and aggressiveness, that's just like a protection and defense. Once you get so close to a person, it's gonna nullify those 74-inch arms. So I don't see Bud, ripping shots like to the body, to the head real close. He gets looping knockouts. So with that, Shawn just have to come forward, keep his hands up and come forward. And with him doing that, I think he'll be protected as far as a knockout is concerned. So that doesn't even equate in my conclusion of this fight, a knockout, especially from Bud, because like I said, Shawn gonna be pushing him on the back foot so much, he ain't gonna be able to get the leverage that he needs. When you got an aggressive fighter like Shawn, Mike Tyson them, if you ain't a real big guy, you can't push them backwards, because especially Tyson and Shawn in their younger years, they get so far deep in your chest. Keith Thurman couldn't do it, Earl couldn't do it. He gets so far deep in them, they can't get the leverage they need. So that's the good thing of being about a physical, smaller fighter against traditional boxers, because they like to stand outside, shoot shots against you. So that's where Kenny and them gonna have to understand that, to set Bud up. Act like we're gonna do the conventional boxing, force Bud to throw punches, then get inside. And that will save Shawn. And just go to Bud's body. You gotta go to Bud's body. You can't loop for his head, because Bud can spin out of that. Bud is
Porter
good with
talked
that.
a lot about the rhythm, about
Yes.
throwing. He said that Crawford is a rhythm fighter.
Yes.
And he is going to be the fighter that throws him off rhythm.
Exactly. That's what
Thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's what he has to do, because if you let Bud stand outside with the C-level and D-level opponents he been fighting, that's why he looked the way he did. But when you had an aggressive Mean Green Machine, a Gamboa,
Mean Green Machine.
I think that was his name, Mean Green.
His name, yeah,
oh,
Mean
something like,
Machine,
yeah,
but
yeah,
it's just funny the way
my bad. Yeah, so when you have aggressive fighters like that, you saw Bud, get off the point and get clipped a couple times. He did pretty good against Horn, because Horn was trying to aggressive in, but Horn didn't set it up with boxing. See, Horn just tried to bull in. See, that's why Bud was beating up Tim Bradley and sparring, because they just bulled in. But that's why it's going to be very key. Shawn got to box his way in to give a false take for Bud. And then once Bud planted his feet, then bull in on him. That's what Mean McGreen was doing, because he was boxing with him. And yeah, well,
Don't listen to me.
yeah. So he was boxing with him, then he had come in, then he was clipping him. So that's what Shawn is referring to about the rhythm. The rhythm gonna play a major part of throwing fighters off, because fighters is robots. They used to throwing a certain combination, 1-2 off the bag and different things. So when you got a fighter who's not going along with all that, that's gonna offset you a lot. And so it's gonna show you the level of Bud. He's a real high level fighter that can move, punch in the inside, move around the ring, go different things. So like with Earl showed you, okay, he can do this against me. So now I gotta hit with low blows, I gotta hit him with body shots. So Earl showed you I gotta change up, because this guy is just all over me. Keith Thurman showed you when Shawn was on, I gotta change up. But Shawn blew those fights because, in my opinion, they couldn't handle his rhythm. So with this one, Bud can move better besides Keith Thurman, so this gonna be tricky for him to see if he can do it. Yeah. So it's definitely gonna be interesting. It's definitely gonna be interesting to see how it plays. But if Shawn has the keys to victory, he will win. So I'm definitely rooting for Shawn. He definitely has to go with this plan if he definitely going to win. Yeah. So it's amazing.
All right, well, that's the conclusion. So what's the final prediction?
Well, I'm always Team Porter. Team Porter always in a fight. They just have to have the right rhythm. I just hope this ain't a top-ranked prank. Before I end on this, in my opinion, a top-ranked prank is where they bring fighters over, pay them X amount of money, and pay Shawn a bunch of dough so Bud can keep his O. So that's the key. We already know how Shawn gets down, so I'm definitely going to be looking to see if it's a prank or not. Plus, they said Bud is leaving Top Rank. This is his last fight. So they could be setting it up. They could be setting it up, pay Shawn a bunch of dough so Bud can keep his O, then him and Earl get it in, the big Super Bowl of two black fighters. So it could go that way.
Real quick, before you leave, give me your thoughts on Plant versus Canelo.
Oh my God, I'm very disappointed in that fight. I'm happy Caleb got paid the money, but as far as style-wise, it was an easy fight in my opinion for Caleb Plant. I thought boxing should have ruled that fight. A boxer beats a brawler any day. Canelo hopping in and Caleb wasn't throwing no punches. You know, so it was, to me, it was a money grab situation. Caleb kept saying he wasn't coming for the money. It looked like it with me, because when Caleb was fighting, he looked it pretty good. So me, you know, when Canelo steps in the ring, he demands that. If you want the money, he moving up the cruiserweight. He gonna pay this guy, I ain't never heard of him. He gonna pay him a bunch of money and become cruiserweight champ. So, you know, come on, man. To me, it's obvious.
You think he's ducking Benavidez and Charlo?
No, I just believe like this. Canelo, you know, he's doing what he do. He knows style-wise and the money, he gonna pay who he want to. If you ain't a weak individual or whatever, he gonna bypass you. And Benavidez, I believe he can beat Benavidez. Benavidez balances all off. The black guy he fought, give a shout out to him. He moved good, but he didn't come inside and fight Benavidez. But when he pushed Benavidez was falling all over the ring. Yeah, Kyron Davis. He just wasn't strong enough and had the right game plan. Steve didn't give him, Birdman didn't give him the right game plan. You got to fight Benavidez on the inside. You got to use movement, then fighting close up. Because a tall person like that, they don't have the balance, the strength of it. They won't leverage. They want to come forward and get long, extended punches against you. So Kyron had the heart, but he had the wrong fight game plan. If he'd have had the fight game plan, he would have lasted. But he stayed on the outside. Every time he did good work, manned up, he went back to the line of fire where Benavidez was hitting him with 1-2s. He kept coming back out instead of coming in forward. You got to come forward as a fighter. You use angles, then go forward. You can't keep coming out. Go forward. And that's what Shawn got to do. You got to go forward and make Bud open up.
Manifest destiny. Go forward.
Yes, you have to.
Let the people know where they can follow you, tune into you.
Boxing Guru 1 TV. If you like the video, support me on YouTube. Boxing Guru 1 TV.
Yes, sir. Every time we come together, it's viral, ain't it?
Oh, for sure. I'm trying to. Hopefully they liked it. Let's see what the comments is. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, man. I appreciate you.
For sure. Thanks, Champ Si. Always. Give a shout out to Fred.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yeah.